Yo, 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 what's happening? Appreciate everybody for joining us over here at the Chop Shop for the post-game live stream where the Houston Rockets defeated the New York Knicks 109-97. Great win against a good team. That's a very, very good team. The thing I liked about this game the most is that we were the ones applying the pressure. We was the most physical ones. We was the ones that was actually out hustling, and it showed. It really showed. The Knicks is like we got into their head. They was complaining. It's like they wasn't used to this style of physical basketball. We play in the West, so we know we're gonna have to bring it. The Knicks wasn't used to it. And we got a throwback game from Sengun. It looked like Sengun is getting his seasoned legs under him. Hopefully this is a trend that we can continue. Fred VanVleet, he looked nice. He actually set the tone in the first quarter. I think he had like 14 points in the first quarter. Good to see him getting out of that shooting slump. Good to see him getting out of that shooting slump. I think this was a whole team win, and we can see when the team show up and play, we look like we can beat almost anybody. Almost anybody. And this was a very, very good game. Jaylen, he started off slow. He was shooting bad. I don't think he was just shooting bad shots, but it's just the shot wasn't falling. And last year, Jaylen, if he had this type of struggle, it's like he would go into a shell. But he was the closer. He came out. I'm glad Udoka had trust in him that he was going to get it back together, and that's what a coach do. If the dude is leading your team in scoring, right, and he have a bad couple of games because he didn't do well against the Golden State Warriors either, but you stick with him, show him that you still got confidence in him. And Jaylen rewarded the team and Udoka that he can close. He can close, and this was the prime example of it. I'm glad he didn't go into his head and go into a shell. This was a prime example of how Jaylen can be the closer for us when we need it. Tari and A-Man. Good gosh. They get in your face. They do all of the hustle plays. They rebound. They play defense. They locking people up. These guys, man. Tari and Amen Thompson, bruh. I don't know, Bari. I don't know. You my favorite player and all, but you better start showing your worth. Because Tari and Amen, and I that's not a bad thing to have off your bench either. A couple of players come in and give you that extra boost that you need. But them guys play with heart. Them guys, yeah, they get a little CTE here and there, but I think they hustle makes up for the mistakes that they make. And they got that mental fortitude to what if I make a mistake, I'ma just get it out of my head, and then I'm ready for the next play. They don't let it linger. They don't let it sit. They don't wallow. They just go out there, bring their lunch pail, they hard hat to work. Every game. Every game. Good win. Let me get out some stats real quick. Matter of fact, how y'all doing, man? CSGs, we all we got, bro. We all we got. Holla at the new subscribers. Mert Altas, Emre Kuchuch, Jacqueline Ross, Josh Six Killer, Big Kane says, Queese Wavy, Fatih Malekis, Rebecca, Two Carol, Sin Trophia, Dion Leak. Holla at everybody in the chat. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Harlem PS Gamer, what's up? Bumper, what it do? Tolan 20, Alistair Auguste, Steve-O, Chetman, Samuel Holsworth, For the Culture Gaming, Dave Russ, Andrew Sutterby, Jay Rich. What's up, Jay Rich? God bless you. Novich, Hakeem, Gabe, Kubale, James Pierce, Brown Christmas, Third Coast Alliance, Hasbitch G. I don't know how to say that. King 98 was good. King 98. I appreciate y'all for joining me over here at the Chop Shop, man. If I missed you, you know I ain't dish you. You know I ain't dish you. Brown Christmas says, Space, did you think Sengun would get benched again for the fourth quarter this game? I don't think so. I wasn't expecting him to get benched. He was playing decent. Usually the reason why we bench him is for defensive purposes, and I think he was doing pretty well, decently, for the most part. For the most part, I think he was doing pretty well. So, I didn't really expect him to be benched. I didn't really expect him to be benched. Yeah, bro. Always messing with me, man. What's up, Third Coast Alliance? Shark Shock. What's happening, Shark Shock? Yeah, I didn't really expect him to be benched. We needed, and I'm glad he didn't get benched. I'm glad he didn't get benched because he was closing with us. He was closing for us. Jalen Johnson, what's good? Sigel Miggs, what's happening? Appreciate you. I see you snuck through the back door. Yeah, I didn't expect him to be benched. It was a great win tonight. Let's read off these stats. Jabari Smith Jr. played 22 minutes, 3 for 8 from the field, 1 for 5 from 3, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, a -1 with 7 points. Dylan Brooks. Whoa, why that happen? Hold on. My screen reset. Here we go. All right. Dylan Brooks played 31 minutes. He was 4 for 9 from the field, 3 for 5 from the 3, 2 for 2 from the free throw line, 3 rebounds, a +9 with 13 points. LP was 11 for 15 from the field. Looked like the old LP. 0 for 3 from 3. At least he's shooting them. 3 for 3 from the free throw line. 14 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 blocks, a +14 with 25 points. LP had 4 blocks. Fred VanVleet played 36 minutes. He was 8 for 13 from the field, 1 for 5 from the 3, 2 for 2 from the free throw line, 5 assists, 2 steals, a +12 with 19 points. Jaylen Green was 32 minutes. He played 5 for 16 from the field. Not a good shooting splits. 2 for 8 from 3. Those 2 3-pointers was on time, and it was just what the doctor ordered at the time. 3 for 3 from the free throw line. 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, a +14 with 15 points. Tari played 25 minutes. He was 3 for 7 from the field, 0 for 2 from the 3, 1 for 2 from the free throw line, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, a +9 with 7 points. Amen Thompson played 33 minutes. He was 5 for 8 from the field, 0 for 1 from 3, 2 for 2 from the free throw line, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, +11 with 12 points. Steven Adams came in. He didn't really play the second half, but he did pretty good in the first half. He played 14 minutes. He was 1 for 4, 2 for 4 from the free throw line, 5 rebounds, 3 assists though, a -6 with 4 points. Reed Shepard in his spot minutes that he played, I think he looked pretty good. I think he starting to fill out what he needs to do in his offense. Shoot the ball, Reed. You can shoot. We drafted you to shoot. Shoot the ball. Reed Shepherd played 14 minutes. He was 3 for 8 from the field, 1 for 4 from the 3-point line. 2 rebounds, a -2 with 7 points. Now, great win, like I said, man. Good win. Udoka showed confidence in the young guys. He didn't bench Jaylen or Sengun this game, but he did bench Jabari Smith Jr., and I think that was the right choice. I think that was the right choice. The Giannis rumors, don't worry about the Giannis rumors, man. I think Giannis just trying to play the LeBron role and trying to force the Bucks to get better or either fire their coach, Doc Rivers. Man, Doc Rivers, 1-6. Man, that's a bad record. 1-6? I would never thought they would be 1-6. But yeah, I wouldn't pay attention to the rumors. Rumors are always going to be rumors. But if they don't do something quick, then I think Doc Rivers might lose his job on the cool. I think that'll happen before they trade Giannis. Why would you do that? Oh, I don't know. Nah, I don't listen to the rumors. Rumors are rumors. Let's go ahead and go to the Rocket Stock Exchange, man. Get to the Rocket Stock Exchange. Jabari Smith Jr. Jabari Smith Jr., man, his stock is dipping. Y'all know how he played. He's up and down, mostly down. He's not getting up as much as I like. I think he should be way better than what he's doing. Hit the like button while you're in there. We got 130 people in there. Hit the like button. Yeah, the Jabari Smith, his stock is dipping. You know, 128 people, 30 likes. We got to match that up. We got 120 people in there. Let's get it at least to 100 likes. Come on. Hit the like button. That's all we ask. Dylan Brooks, I think he played a good game. I think he played good defense. I think he made some timely shots that kept the Knicks at bay. I think he didn't do really too much CTE. He didn't have too much CTE this game. I think this is the type of the game that Dylan likes to play, where he can be physical, because the refs was just letting us play. The refs was letting us play, and I think that's the type of game that I like to see. Refs, let us play, ref. And this type of game suited Dylan Brooks' playing style, and I think he did well. LP, his stock is rising. LP stock is going back up. First 6 games, he was off and on. Mostly off. This game showed why Sengun should be featured with Jaylen Green in our offense and on this team. You know, it's good to see Jaylen, and I want to see Jaylen and LP do well consistently together in the starting lineup. If one's on, the other one's kind of off. You know, I want them to do well consistently in the lineup together. Once they both only 22 years old. Once they both put it together, the league will be on notice. Fred VanVleet, we see what would have happened when Fred VanVleet, he comes out in the play and he's actually not a cone and not a zombie. This is the best shooting game that he had, and he kept us in it. We opened up the lead to, I think, like 16, 17 points at one time. And it was due highly to Fred VanVleet and how he was contributing. Jaylen Green, but Fred VanVleet stock, it's always going to be the same. You know, it's always going to be the same until his leadership is not valid anymore. And I think we will always need his leadership. So just for him being the leader of this team, Fred VanVleet stock is good. Stock's good for Fred VanVleet. He did what he's supposed to do. He did what he's supposed to do. Tari Eason, man, that's the guy's stock is rising. Buy Tari Eason stock. Buy. I can't express more. Buy Tari Eason stock. Cosmic pressure. Knicks had half their roster. What do you mean? They had all their starters. Who was missing out of their starting lineup? Who was missing? They had OG Anunoby. They had Karl Anthony Towns. They had Brunson. They had Mikal Bridges. Who was they missing? Sounds like a Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson always hurt. Mitchell Robinson always hurt. Achua. Oh, Precious Achua. Woo. Woo. Big deal. Precious Achua. They had their four main guys. Don't try to poo-poo on our win, bruh. Cosmic. Don't try to poo-poo on our win, Cosmic. They had a full squad out there, and they was trying to win. They was trying to win. They wasn't out there gassing, looking like they didn't want to win, half-assing. No, they was playing hard. They was trying to win. Don't try to poo-poo our win, bro. We won. The Knicks lost. You know, so you can go on with that one, bruh. You can go on kick rocks with that. All right. Tari Eason, stock rising by Tari stock. Amen Thompson, stock rising by Amen. Man, did y'all see that play? I know y'all saw that play because y'all watched the game. When they dumped it off to Amen, he was in the air. He faked it. He totally shook Mikal Bridges in the air. He acted like he was came down, easy dunk. Fred VanVleet ran up to him and say, now you thinking. Now you thinking. That's how you do it. That was a beautiful, beautiful fake out. For Amen Thompson, stock is rising, man. I'm not gonna lie. If that dude gets a shot, oh my gosh. Defensive intensity, rebounding, driving to the hole, making the right play, a little bit of handle and a shot. Amen to be an all-star with a defensive and like first team defense. That man will be the goods. He will be the goods for real. Stock rising. All I gotta say, buy his stock. Buy. Reed Shepherd, man, his stock is going up. I think he's found he shot the ball, and I think he found a little niche he can be in. I see when he likes playing with Steven Adams. I think he liked playing with Steven Adams, the amount of space that Adams create off of his pick and rolls and his screens. Because once he get that screen from Adams, he's cutting, he's moving. He's cutting, he's moving. And Adams, he got a soft touch. He gonna find them. And he can find the cutting people. I mean, leads them right on point. He don't throw them behind. You know, he likes playing with Steven Adams. You know, great win, bro. Great win. We need to see this. We didn't beat two supposedly, I would say, teams that's in contention for the championship caliber teams. You know what I'm saying? With the Dallas Mavericks and New York Knicks. And we did it in pretty good fashion. And I can't be more inspired about what I'm seeing on the court. Eventually, I think we gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Defensive player of the game, man. Tari, man. I might have to give it to our man Thompson this game. Let me know. Y'all be the judge. Defensive player of the game. Who y'all got? Our man Slight Edge. That's what I'm thinking. Our man. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Our man with a slight edge. That man had Bronson in hell. I can't remember him really getting scored on like that. He had Bronson in hell. Our man, definitely our man. Our man, he clapped Bronson. Yeah. You got me. Why you hating on Wemby? We ain't talking about Wemby. You got me. He talking about Wemby. Yeah, our man Thompson, man. I would have to give it to him. Our man Thompson. He was a plus 11 off the bench. 9 rebounds. You know, he didn't really even, he had 1 steal, but the dude was changing shots. He was locking people up. He was making people, especially Bronson, and he was making them pick up his dribble, got to pass it out. You know, our man Thompson, defensive player of the game. Defensive player of the game, man Thompson. Great game, my man. Offensive player of the game, got to give it to Sengun. He finally arrived. It's hard to say between him and Fred VanVleet, but I'm going to give it to Sengun because he did a little bit of everything. He did a little bit of everything. Sengun or Fred VanVleet, offensive player of the game. Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know. I'm going to go Sengun because we've been waiting on this version of Sengun to pop up. Goose said Sengun. Chapman Sengun. Busy Sengun. HB28 Sengun. Usagami Sengun. Kubale Sengun. Brown Christmas said Fred. Nah, man. Fred kept us in it in the first half, bro. Fred kept us in it in the first half. Don't be hating on Fred like this game. If he do good, we got to give it up to him. Brown Christmas. Clone 33 Sengun, King 98 Sengun, Kali Sengun. Yeah, Sengun, offensive player of the game. Offensive player of the game. Fred was balling in the first half. I ain't gonna even front. Fred was legit balling in the first half. I ain't gonna lie, I'm not feeling all the way up to par, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring y'all up. Let y'all know y'all ready. Bring y'all up so y'all can holler at your boy Space. Let me know what y'all seen. Let me know what y'all seen. All right. We're 4-3. We're above 500. Can't complain. Let me get the link. There we go. There go the link. Hit the link. Come on up. Now we gotta beat the Spurs the next game. I'm tired of them. You right, Steve-O. We gotta beat them the next game. Come on up and holler at me. Come and get your takes off, man. Who we got? Brown Christmas, what's good? Hold on, we got a super chat.
Okay. Oh, all right.
We got a super chat from Third Coast. We had a super chat earlier from James Pierce. Says, thank you. Appreciate that, James Pierce, for the super chat. And we got a super chat from Third Coast. Third Coast says, I guess Udoka was right. Oh, that's cut off. saying that Shangun. Hold on, let me blow it up. I
No.
don't know. Saying that Shangun is similar to Embiid, it's difficult for people to guard him without fouling. Yep, that's facts. That's facts. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Third coast. Yeah, I mean, he's the coach. I'm pretty sure he probably know what he talking about. What's up, Brown Christmas? What's happening, bro?
Hey man, what's up, man? Good to be on the channel again. CSGs, hey, uh, one love. Hey, VanVleet with 19 points, got eight field goals today. Both are season highs.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll be joking sometimes. I'll be sending some text and be like, "Oh man, that's like, oh, that's gonna hit a nerve." But I'll be joking, or sometimes I just kind of want to light a fire under. You know, I don't know what I'm thinking. Like
Nah, you
Jaylen is
good.
reading this, or fucking Ime, the coach is reading this. But sometimes like, come on, man, yeah, you know,
Yeah.
this
I
is
know.
what I see.
I know.
But but okay, so we got a good win,
Mm-hmm.
and for the most part, to me, Jaylen kind of played kind of garbagey, but I liked that he was in at the end to work it out.
Yeah.
And okay, so this is what you need to do. Can you bring us home? I don't care what else is going on. You play good defense, all right, or you at least try, goddamn, on defense.
Mm-hmm.
Can you bring it home at the end in a fourth quarter or an overtime? Yada yada. To me, that's the important thing. So uh, uh I, I'm I don't really don't see New York being as strong as a team uh in the East. And, they got a lot of good players. They play hard because it's a Thibodeau coach team. But um yeah, I don't know. To me, they're just too small. They don't really have enough bigs, in my opinion.
You
And,
think
and,
so?
and almost that's kind of the reason why I think Jalen struggled, because they had a lot of guys who could guard Jalen. They didn't have too many guys who could guard Sengun.
Yeah.
So that to me was a big difference in this game. And it's almost kind of like, yeah, we joke about Ime, but Thibodeau and Ime kind of have a lot more in common than you guys might think.
Mm-hmm.
And when it comes up to just play harder and roster versus roster, to me, our guys are just more athletic, just bigger, longer. Pause, whatever how y'all guys.
Pause. Pause. Oh, what happened to Brown Christmas? Hit the link again, bro. Hit the link. Hit the link. Anybody else want to come up, man? Y'all more than welcome. Brown Christmas got disconnected. There we go. He back.
Yeah, hey, sorry about that. I'm on my phone. I'm at home, but I'm on my phone.
You
Uh,
good.
Wi-Fi be cutting me off a lot. But yeah, hey, whoever comes up, hey, I want to hear your takes too. Um, I'm a big super fan. Oh my God, my life is almost kind of ruled by how the Rockets play, and these last couple years have not been good for me. All right, and so I want to see some progress, and when I see some deficiencies that need to be weeded out, I'm like, come on, let's just get it over with and do it. Sometimes you just got to cut your losses. Not saying that anyone needs to get cut at this time, but got some people just need to get it together, and hopefully this year we have enough to weather the storm in a sense that we won't lose games. We still would have enough talent, I should say, to get a win where in the past we didn't, to keep us afloat. And hopefully this team can gel, get better. Ime will figure out his lineups, and we can make an actual push for the playoffs and hopefully surprise some people in the first round. I don't want to say what seed we're going to be,
Mm-hmm.
but I really think that if we figure out who our main guys are going to be and who we can trust and develop that group together, that we have.
Oh man, we lost him again. We lost him again. I was interested. I mean, I guess I'm not too surprised, but we didn't see no Cam Whitmore tonight. That's something I took away from the game as well. We didn't see no Cam. We didn't see no Cam. Let's
I guess
see.
they don't want me to talk, so I'll go ahead and say, hey, whoever's next up. Yeah, that was my 2 cents. Thanks, Space.
I appreciate you, Brad
Chop Chop
Christmas.
Crew.
CSGs, baby. CSGs.
Yes, sir.
Go Rockets, boy. Third Coast. What's good, Third Coast?
Not much. It was a needed win. Not too much for me to be really happy about, but nothing to be really sad about. I'm happy that Alp had a good offensive performance. I'm happy that Fred was able to knock down some shots. It seems like he seems to be so much more of a better player when he's doing like the 2-man game between him and Alp. Unfortunately, or at least I'm of the opinion that that does come at the expense to Jaylen
Mm.
when he does that, because he doesn't kind of get the touches he needs and he can't really get in rhythm. But I feel like Jaylen did what he could to kind of stay focused on defense. But there was a few shots that were kind of ill advised that I really didn't like. Not too many. I think he did okay. I'm glad that he closed, just like what you mentioned later on in the game. Definitely want to give a shout out to Amen and Tari, because it just seems like, even though like Fred is like, the point guard, he's like the vet point. It just seems like the ball doesn't really move like it should until Tari and Amen are on the court, and the ball just seems to start finding people's hands, and we start passing and swinging along the perimeter, and things just look nice. Um, we got to see extended minutes for Reed Shepard. He
Mm-hmm.
shot was consistent like it was the other games. Um, Knocked down some 3 pointers that was kicked out to him. Did a little scoring in the paint. I liked his defense on Brunson. Him and Amen did a really good job. I think Amen was probably outdid him in the whole guarding Brunson thing, but Brooks was also very, very good. There was this one thing where Brunson tries to like snake in front of you and then hit the brakes, hoping that you run into him.
Yeah.
And Dylan, like, he read that and moved out of the way like real quick, and Tari got a tip on the ball, and we ended up turning it over trying to do that alley oop to Jaylen, but he was in his bag, man. He was doing well defensively, all the way up until he started guarding Cat, and then he just started hacking. We started giving up a lot of fouls, sent them to the line a whole bunch. They were able to get back into the game, but for me, I'm just glad that we just got the win. That we're just staying above 500 until we can all just like feel in rhythm, and start seeing if we can start racking up these back-to-back wins, because we all know what that mid-season is going to look like. The game's going to get very, very tough, and we need all the victories we can get.
Yeah, I agree. Hopefully this the thing I'm more impressed by is that we're not playing our most efficient games. I still don't think we probably played a whole full game the way we want to. I think this is the semblance of us playing a whole full game, but we still have, we got lapses here and there, but I think this was the closest thing to playing a full 48-minute game from wire to wire. I don't think once we took the lead, I don't think we lost it. And but the thing is, we're able to steady the ship until all our guys start clicking. We win in ugly games, we win in hard fought games, but once we see them all put it together, I think then, everybody's gonna be like, yeah, we ready. But until we see that, at least we stand above 500, or right at 500. Our growth is not coming at the expense of winning right now. We still finding a way to win, and we're trying to grow, and we're trying to get better, and we still need to figure out. Man, I don't want to put Jabari on the bench, but if he don't start stepping up, man, I'm gonna start getting worried. And our offense can be designed a little better. The reason why things work so well with our man and Tari, because they move, they cut, they always active. They make something out of nothing. And we can tell they're glue guys, they're hustle guys, and them being on the court always pay off dividends. Always pay off dividends. But yeah, for the most part, I agree with you. What's up, Frank? Frank, you with
Hey,
me?
Space, my computer may trip out. You hear me?
Oh yeah, I can hear you.
I can hear you, bro.
Let me log back on. Let me log back on. Hold on.
You sound good.
Nah, my internet is trash right now. I'm gonna get on my phone though.
Okay. Yeah, third coast.
Yeah. What do you think of what do you think about Ime's rotations? Like sometimes, like I see, like at least in the first half, we have a lot of guys coming in and out. Like they'll come in, play 2 minutes, go back out, bring someone in, they play 4 minutes, go back out. Like it's kind of like, man, can these dudes get in the rhythm?
Yeah.
Like when you're doing that and get like kind of acclimated to who's on the floor, like because some of these little substitutions be like they happen pretty frequent.
Yeah, I think he's still trying to figure it out, truthfully. I still think he's trying to figure out who can play well with who. And I think he's trying to be fluid, and he don't want to stay set to a certain like lineup dictate or the minutes dictate who he put out there. So I think you're gonna see games like this where we didn't see, like I said earlier, we didn't see no Cam Whitmore. I don't think this was a Cam Whitmore type of game because they got rangy wings, long wings that can get up and bother you. And we know like Cam, he'll turn the ball over or he'll just get that tunnel vision. But I think it's fluid. His lineups are fluid past the starters. The only two people I know for sure is probably gonna play beside our starters is Amen and Tari, because that's been the more consistent rotation that we've seen. Sometimes we don't see Reed Shepard, Sometimes we don't see Londale. Sometimes we do see Londale. Like I still think it's fluid, and I still thinking he's trying to figure out who plays well with who. And until he have a set, it's hard to play 10 guys every game. It really is. 10, 11 guys. It's hard to play them, every game. So I think he's still trying to figure it out. What's up, Frank? Oh man, as soon as I say what's up, Frank Lee.
Yeah, solid. Yeah, so I guess it just kind of harkens back to what you had said earlier, when it's just like there's these games where it's not really our best showing. They're ugly games, but we are grinding out the wins, even though we're not in top form. We're not crushing everyone like the Cavaliers or OKC, but we're eking out some of these wins. They're not all losses like they would have been in earlier years.
Yeah, exactly. Let me go to Frank before he disappear again.
My
Frank.
bad. I'm doing a Charlie, bro. I don't know. Nah, appreciate you, dog. I just finished recording, so I probably missed a lot of what you said, but definitely a better game for them. This game, I think some of the things that I complained about, they kind of addressed a little bit. The rotations were much better. Guys were able to get breaks instead of playing really long periods of time and then sitting for really long. It seems like everybody was getting in and out. Nobody sat for too long. And then I think the best part is that he trusted Jaylen to close with the starters because, like I said before, like you gotta let them boys figure it out, bro. Like at this point, it's like when you got kids, bro. Some of us, we whoop our kids. I ain't gonna lie, we whoop my kids,
Yeah,
bro.
they
When they
need spankings.
little, yeah, and like when he came to Houston last year, yeah, man, them kids needed spankings, bro. Like you got to put them down, sit them on the bench sometimes. But they teenagers now, man. They about to start driving. Ain't no like at this point, the life got to teach them, bro. You can't. It's too late. Honestly, in my opinion, it's not like I don't see the benefit in that because they're getting paid. These
Right.
dudes are four-year professionals by the definition of NBA. These are veterans. If they're having a bad game, you gotta let them play through it, especially if they're not doing anything crazy. Like Jaylen, if he wanted to bench Jaylen tonight, I would have got it, but I'm glad he didn't. Because Jaylen was playing out of character. There's one thing to miss shots, but he was pressing real hard.
Mm.
But that's to me at this point in their careers, the trust and like putting them in position to sink or swim or fail or be successful, to me is more of a lesson than just sitting them down. Especially for
Right.
those guys. And people got to realize Jaylen is not, and Sengun, they are the oldest of the core. These aren't so they're different, bro. Their approach to them is different than any other of the groups. They're not Tari and Bari. They're not Reed or Cam or Amen. They're the oldest. They've been here from day one with the rebuild. They're the oldest as far as NBA years. So you got to treat them differently. They get more shots. They've proven more honestly for the most part. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad they got to finish out the game, and I think that what I mean that's it was good to see, man, and impressive win against a really good team. I think Dylan Brooks did a hell of a job on Cat, making it just a hard night for him, getting physical with him. Seems like that's the defensive approach they want to take. I like it. I think Şengün's defensive performance again for multiple games in a row. And his rebounding to me. Like I'm never worried about a guy's offense that's an offensive player. That's like being worried about like James Harden scoring. You know what I mean? Or
Right.
like guys that offenses. If you're an offensive player, to me, I look like I'm worried about defense, all the other little stuff. And this season, on the boards and his pick and roll defense, which to me, two things he needed a lot of work on, have been really impressive. And I think people are just kind of looking at the efficiency stuff, and that kind of you missed that in the whole kind of thing of that. Like you're missing the other stuff. And I think he played great defense on Brunson, playing at the level. Y'all notice he wasn't in a drop. And a lot of that drop stuff I'm noticing when he does it is because he's tired. And Ime's always telling him to get up on the screen. And he got up on the screen, and when he got switched on ISOs, man, he moved them puppies. So and obviously the shot came back, the touch came back. Um, just a good game. I'm glad he got that game in because you don't want a guy to lose his confidence. And then the lineup of Amen. Well, let me see. I wrote it down. It's a lineup with Tari, Amen, Reed, Jaylen, and Şengün.
Sengun.
That,
Yeah.
that lineup is potentially devastating, bro. Like if in a perfect world, that lineup has everything.
Yeah.
Like in a perfect world, you got two all NBA level defensive wings. You got a guard that could get downhill to the rim at will. You got a high frequency, efficient 3-point shooter, and you got a dominant post present that demands a double team, bro. And if they could just I don't know. I noticed that lineup. He may seen something in that lineup because he went to it when the game got a little stale. Again,
Mm-hmm.
keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on Tari, Amen, and Sengun playing together because I'm starting to notice that he put that out. He tried to put them with Tari, Amen, and Fred and Dylan Brooks. I didn't like that because like Fred just want to slow the ball. Like even when they get a stop, Fred will walk the ball up the court, which kind of defeats the purpose of that lineup.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, them boys need to be running, bro. But, hey, I think it was a good game. It was a good game. I hope they can carry it over to. I think we play San Antonio Wednesday or Thursday or whenever it is. So we'll see.
Man, we gotta beat the Spurs, man. I don't know why I just don't like them. I don't
You know
like
what?
I don't like them. I don't like them. But yeah, I think like you were saying, and I think I had kind of hit on that earlier. The two wings between Amen and Tari, those guys, man, they have the opposite guards in hell. Like they either they're gonna steal the ball or make them do a dumb pass or just flat out make them pass out of the possession. And when they doing it, it's like you can see the offensive player speed like they speed their clock up, and they don't want to go that fast, but it's like, man, God, okay, I got to do something. I either got to shoot it or I got to pass it or and it forces the other team into the mistakes. And they're so their wingspans and stuff is so long, and both of them 6'8". It's like, this is how you supposed to play against. I'm surprised more teams don't play Dylan Brooks. Fred VanVleet this way. Blitz
With
him,
wings and stuff.
yeah, with wings, like just make him feel overwhelmed. Like
That's because he ain't that guy, bro.
it don't. But it don't matter. He's the head of the snake most of the time. That initiates the offense. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, but I think they're more worried about like Jaylen and shit, like Sengun. Most teams sell out for Alperin. You
bruh,
can't pick. You got to pick your poison because if you're gonna do that, then that means you're probably taking a really good defender to focus on him. But to me, I think they do that with Jaylen though. Most of the time, they put the big
yeah,
wings on him and then trap him and stuff like that. So, Fred, to me, Fred is I don't know. He's an enigma this year for me, bro. I don't get him. Like he played good in that he was efficient. And in
the
the end of
first
the second
half.
quarter, he just like he took a shot of Hennessy or something on the bench and just came in and just started just throwing up stuff,
He
bro. I
started
was like,
shooting from
bro,
the logo.
damn, bro, you trying like that run at the end was just him just taking bad shots, bro, and like dribbling the ball into the like clearing out people. Like he was calling for ISOs and stuff. I don't know, bro.
He was
I
on his
love
Kobe
Fred.
tonight. He was on his
He
Kobe.
just gotta lock in, bro. You know what I think? I think he might be. It's like when maybe the guys are getting to the point where they're not as relying on him, and there's a transition period where he got to accept being more passive as a scorer.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Like so. He's a human being, so we got to give him time to work that out in his mind. Like, all right, bro, I'm basically gonna turn into a secondary point guard where I just hit shots and get a little touch once in a while, but I gotta get the action and get out the way. And so that's what he needs to do. But there'll be games where his shooting come in, and he goes crazy. But he just gotta like just learn to adapt to what we need from him right now.
Yeah, I think he need to transfer from being a volume shooter to a timely shooter. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like get everyone going, set them up, set the table, and then like what we probably need a bucket when you see Jaylen or Sengun getting doubled. That's when you take your shots. Don't force the issue. You small enough, you and you crashing into people. He's getting charges like he did in the end of the second half, like you were saying in the end of the second quarter. He started pressing, and he was just he was just throwing up bad shots, and I think a lot of them luckily went in. Cause a couple of them that he went in, he was going in, he like just flipped it up, and I'm like, man, what type of shot? Oh, okay, it's went in. So I guess that's just his night tonight, and I think that got to his head, and he thought, I'm on. So, but it was costing Jaylen. Jaylen was trash the first half. But Jaylen is more of that rhythm volume shooter. He needs the ball to start. He needs to get him some shots to get into a rhythm. And once he starts seeing the ball go in, that's when he really turns it on. But Fred was definitely taking away shots from Jaylen, earlier in the game.
Yeah. The thing is with Jaylen is he got to trust the process, bro. And I think tonight he just got a little bit impatient. You could tell when he gets impatient, he take dumb shots like double contested threes, step back. Like, bro, you didn't need to take like 2 or 3 of those. That's why, like, when the first game we took 15 threes or whenever that was, people were like, "Oh, that's a." No, I mean all those shots were within the confines of the game, and he
Right.
had the ball. They were playing drop. They gave him great looks, and he took them. But tonight, I don't know how he probably only took like 6 or 7 threes, but most of those were bad shots, just because getting to touch the ball. But as a two guard in today's NBA, bro, if you're not Luka, you're not going to be on ball all the time because he can't. The offense is not going to be able to reach its peak because he's not that prolific of a playmaker. So he has to learn to be dynamic as a scorer. That means scoring on the move, scoring in different parts of the court, scoring with the ball in your hand, scoring without the ball, scoring in transition. But it's not like he's not doing that. He's really taking a step in that this year. But tonight he got a little impatient, and I think that's what Ime like told him, like, bro, relax. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just gotta trust the game, bro. Not every game is gonna be a 30-point game for him,
Right.
and that doesn't mean the Rockets are gonna win or lose. You feel me? Like if he's scoring, to me, like I said before, the way the Rockets are gonna win, at some point they got to figure out how to get him and Sengun work playing off of each other. It's both of their faults a little bit because they get in their own ways a little tunnel vision, but um, it's honestly at the end of the day, it's on the ball handler more than anything because they get to decide what happens once whether the defense reacts. So he just got to keep working on that. I think he's been like really good this year, not just scoring, just overall maturity of his game. Tonight they kind of went away from him a little bit. I think like you said, some of them Fred shots could have been Jaylen shots. But Fred was feeling it too, so you got to let him eat a little bit. So you got to be okay with guys eating. If it's not you, bro, you can't just crash out just because you're not the one that's scoring. So I think he bounced back great, and he just got to trust the game and just play to win and not just for whatever. But I'm proud of him. You know what I mean? There's a clip of him and Sengun talking on the sidelines within the last minute. Um, just seeing them mature like this and talk about mental toughness, bro. How many players in any of that are young like they are could be benched so many times, could be ridiculed,
Yeah.
talked about, slandered, rightfully or wrongfully, and they just keep coming back, bro. They don't talk. You don't hear no disgruntledness in the media. You don't hear no, you know what I mean? We don't have any like rumors or any weird things coming out of our locker room. They just keep playing and hooping and they just take it and keep coming back. Those two dudes are so mentally tough, bro. And Jabari too. Like, so, you know what I mean? That they're really cut from a good cloth. So, but he just gotta just, stay the course and just keep chopping wood, honestly.
So you telling me the Silas years are paying dividends in some form
Low
or
key.
fashion?
Low key. I threw that question out. People thought I was trolling. That's the real question.
Yeah.
What do you think, bro? You didn't like. What do you? I think you had said something about it, but what do you? I asked the question. Let me tell the audience. The question I asked is, can we give any? Does Silas get any credit for the development of Jaylen and Sengun? Space.
You gotta put me on the spot like low key on a cool, like just being objective and not just being a Silas hater. I would say yeah, but not Yeah, I mean, if they okay, if they turn out to be what we thought they would be, right? Who we think they will be down the line. These early years that was with Silas is kind of like putting like forging metal. They went through the fire. You know what I'm saying? And it formed a certain character about them that once they come out of the fire and they get into the good cool water, they harden up because they in a better position. As far as skill wise, it's hard for me to say so much yes with Sengun because I think he was kind of limiting Sengun and what he I don't think Sengun was pegged for that type of Silas offense. But for Jaylen, yeah, because he let Jaylen go through the rough spots. You know what I'm saying? No matter what, he had Jaylen out there. But he did. It's man, this is a hard question, Frank. And I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I know.
It's like it's nuanced. It's more
Yeah,
nuanced than just saying yes and no, right? Because
yeah,
if Jaylen didn't have the ball and I think well, I would say this. The first half of Jaylen's first season is like he didn't trust him. Cause we all used to say, man, he just got Jaylen posted up in the corner. But Jaylen was 19. I don't think he was ready. I think he was kind of trying to shelter Jaylen from some of the criticism, right? You know what you feel what I'm saying? But
yeah.
then eventually he let him and KPJ, share the offensive duties and it's a growing period and I think I'm going a long way around to saying yes and no.
Boy, you done
You
damn.
got me in a pretzel, man, because I can't just say no, Silas didn't have nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I heard somebody use the analogy of a deadbeat dad that that not like Silas. Silas is a great father. I'm talking
No,
about
I
just
know, I
basketball
know.
wise, like a deadbeat dad that isn't really around for a kid growing up, so the kid got to just get in the streets. But because they had to fend for themselves early, it made them a stronger adult type thing. That's the way he kind of get credit. To me, I mean, it is very nuanced. I think that the relationship between them was is probably complex. I don't think Alp thinks about Steven Silas like we think
Like we
about Steven
do, yeah.
Silas. Yeah, I'm sure he has fond memories, and I don't think Silas didn't like him. I can't even imagine that. That'd be weird. Because how would you just not like a 20-year-old? You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
think he probably didn't know with the cards he was dealt, having that type of center and a bunch of young players and feeling the pressure of trying to win. I think that's what made him have some of those moments where you're like, bro, you can't throw your kids under the bus like that. Or like you can see the frustration, but I don't think it was specifically for him. I think it was the circumstance. But I mean, I think it's different for each player. I think for Jaylen, Silas gave him confidence and
Mm-hmm.
probably told him like you got like keep going. This you the guy, da 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 da. I think for Shangoon, it gave him the opportunity to overcome and deal with criticism, man. And I think if they weren't both naturally fighters, it would have crumbled them because there's a lot of players that can't handle that level of scrutiny and they become a shell of themselves. But I think even to me, each player came back every year with a dog mentality. And once they got with a dog coach, he was able to really bring it out of them. So honestly, I think they had it in them, but in the perfect world, if they never met Silas and Udoka was their coach from the start, they to me they'd be better players, obviously. But
Yeah.
I think the circle, it's like you said, bro. It's like it it in a way made them stronger through the fire, like so they can deal with. They know how to lose. damn sure know how to lose. Now they're learning how to win and breaking those habits. But yeah, it's going to be a long season, bro, and it's going to be games where it looks ugly, and there's going to be games where it looks good. And all we hope for is at some point this season they get to a level of consistency on a night to night.
Yeah, I think I don't think we this okay. I think like you said, the way we looking at it, I don't think the players looking at it. Let's fast forward 15 years from now. You know, they Hall of Famers, something. I think they would credit Steven Silas. You know what I'm saying, for giving me the opportunity for cutting my let me cut my tooth in the league, and being a baby, he nurtured me, he got me going, he gave me the confidence and such and such. I think it had some positives out of it, you know, but I just think the situation, well, we was ready to tank the Harden thing. They was brand new. I think it was as naturally built for failure, and we wanted to fail because we wanted some more draft picks. So naturally, it was gonna look bad. You know what I'm saying? So going through all of that, because a lot of, like you say, a lot of young guys, they don't go through that. Going through all of that, the worst seems bad, but when the good happen, like say they win a championship, it's gonna be so much sweeter to them. You know what I'm saying? Because they gonna be able to say, "Man, look how bad we was." Like, I can't just take. I'm gonna say 15. If I had to give it percentage, I say 15 to 20% of their development will probably have to go towards Silas. That's just me.
Yeah, I'm probably there with you, but they're fighting up against statistics. Most players that lose as much as they do really don't turn out to be anything. So it's if they do turn out to be something in this league and turn out to be a winning team, then it'll be almost unprecedented for the amount of losing that this team has done, especially those two guys.
But if you pay attention to the ones that didn't lose, I mean that got used to losing, they didn't immediately get a coach like Udoka. You know what I'm saying? Usually it was like a carousel of coaches, carousel of
That's true.
GMs. The whole franchise was just bad. You know what I'm saying? I think getting Udoka in was probably saved their career on the cool, because
Yeah,
you went
for
through the
sure.
bad. Now you got someone that's like a drill sergeant that's gonna make sure you toe the line. They didn't just, you know, it wasn't repetition. It was like every year, I got a new coach. Every 2 years, I got a new system. I think the stability that Udoka brought is gonna really save them from being just that typical. Oh, we lost a whole lot, and now we out of the league in 6 years, or we riding the bench, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I said I was talking to James today, and I brought up something like that about Udoka. I think Udoka, when he is the perfect coach for the situation that we were in, as far as what he bring, his strengths are what we needed, which is culture setting, defensive mentality, toughness, because those are all the things we lacked under Steven Silas. To me, what's going to be interesting to see is once those things are in place, does he actually have the ability to actually develop a championship team? Because I'm not going to lie, I'm a bit skeptical on his high end as a coach because got to
Yeah,
remember, dude was a rookie coach. I keep forgetting that this is only he's starting his third season as a head coach in the NBA. Like he had one rookie year with the Celtics. He was off the next year, then came back to us for his sophomore year, and we've seen him go to the championship with a championship level team. Obviously, the team ended up winning the championship after he left. So one could ask if they had a different coach, would they have won? So uh, to me, he is a mystery in itself, and I think for like the culture setting, that part, that is the strength of his demeanor, everything. But at the championship level, it really comes down to execution, creativity, the ability to adjust on the fly. You think about some of the great coaches in the NBA right now, Steve Kerr, obviously, Nick Nurse, Spoelstra, Ty Lue. All those guys are known for adjustments and being able to like scrap game plans mid, like second quarter, they scrapping the whole game. They come up with something on the like in the game, and they're constantly like tinkering with stuff and creative in the way they use their players. I haven't really seen much from that from Ime. Maybe as the players go, he develops as well as a coach. So it'll be interesting to see because he's actually growing with the Rockets. So when
Yeah.
we see, I think we give him too much credit, thinking everything he does is like, oh yeah, this is smart. I mean, there's sometimes he does dumb stuff. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah,
But but I think he's also learning about his players and how to like develop a team. I think he's learning.
for sure. I agree. EF, what's up, EF?
What's up, man? I'm at work. Just did a little time, man. I've been sick a little bit, so excuse my voice. I'm extra raspy. You know what I mean? Right now, I'm working on my R&B album, so I'm working on my raspy voice. So check this out. Now, I just want to say, Silas was here for 3 years. Ime's been here for a year and some change. When you talk about development, you got to give it more than 15%, because just on time alone. And the thing that I was saying about Silas when he was here is Silas would put them in positions that he knew they weren't good at, and we would say that's bad basketball. Well, it's bad basketball, but it's good training. So I would say you have to give it more than 15%. I wouldn't go as much as to say year for year. Not like 75 to 25, the year to dates would be. But I would at least say, you have to give him at least 40%, um, just based off of the fact that he was. Think about this: coaches like Pop and Tibbs and Van Gundy, they was not going to allow Sengun to throw all them behind the back passes. You notice how tempered Sengun's passing is compared to what it used to be in the Silas era. Sengun was throwing two or three behind the back passes a game. It seemed like at times when Silas was here. And since Ime's been here, you might get one every week. So I think it's things that Silas allowed them to try and do that they wouldn't have been able to try and experiment with if they'd had a more disciplined coach. So I think that was kind of a good thing for them. And obviously they had to break bad habits. I've seen guys in the chat saying Silas gave them bad habits. No, you come in as a high schooler, 1 year of playing G League Ignite, or 1 year of college, and you have bad habits. You had them
yeah,
from shooting the ball in junior high from the side of your neck. These things that you was doing when the ball was too heavy, you carried them on with you because you weren't strong enough. You had bad habits, and Silas wasn't a disciplinarian enough to break those habits, because he was more or less like, I need to get them to understand the X's and O's of the game, and that's what Silas's strength was trying to teach them X's and O's of the game to get them up to speed, not so much as discipline how many steps you should be away from the 3-point line to make this pick and roll work. Things that Ime is working on there with, that you can obviously see Ime is a tactician on how many steps you need to be away from a certain position before you start running the play. These are the things that Pop and Ime and Van Gundy, these older kind of coaches, older mindset kind of coaches, are better at, and Silas probably didn't even get a chance to get into.
yeah. Frank, I don't. I wouldn't give him. I wouldn't give him as many highest percentage as you said.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think you could do both of those things. I think that Silas probably is maybe more of a basketball mind than Ime is, honestly. I think his problem is the inability to get what he wants players to do for them to do it, and have a not. I'm not sure they respected him, but he's like kind of gave that substitute teacher vibe. So to me, as a coach, the most I would rather a coach that's a leader and a galvanizer and a guy that is respected than a tactician, because, and that's why to me, like, Ime needs to surround himself with guys like Steven Silas that are very creative with how they view the game, because that's how you win today. And to me,
Perfect match.
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, Silas didn't have the bravado to control a bunch of young players in this league, especially with Kevin Porter, Chris. I mean, and Stone didn't do a great job surrounding the team with good leadership to supplement that for him. So it was a bunch of knuckleheads basically and a bunch of babies, and so that's not a great mix for a team to have. If you probably gave him a Fred VanVleet and Dylan Brooks on they probably would have been more successful as a team. Not probably, they would have been. To me, I don't know what Udoka would have done with Kevin Porter Jr. and Jaylen as your two star players. You know what I mean? So I think it is a different circumstance, because you can't just look at Ime. You got to look at the players he brought in, the Jeff Greens of the world, the now Steven Adams, and all these vets that are really, really good vets. They're vets. Like, they want to be vets, and that's their role. I think that also makes a big difference, to kind of echo what he's saying. But um, it's not about, like, I think where he lacked, it's kind of backwards, all right? To me, Steven Silas is a coach you bring into a veteran team that already has organizational structure and a culture in place. So his mind can then just go free. Whereas Ime would have been great to start a rebuild with, even though he probably wouldn't take that job. But his the way he approached the game is how it is. That's how I see it. Like, a good example, I'll say, for example, like, I'm a big fan of the Colorado Buffaloes, and I watch all their games. And one thing I know about Deion Sanders is that Deion, he knows football, but he's not you know what I mean, like some of these offensive savants that you have coaching some of these teams, that they can
Yeah.
draw up all these creative. Nah, what he is that when that man talks, people listen. And if you read one of his books, his main thing is that he knows that his best attribute is his ability to lead people and to make you feel like you're gonna run through a wall. But he puts smart people around him that can do the X and O stuff. And to me, that's smart. If you're a leader, to me, that's a trait in itself. I think Ime got that. I also think he needs. I don't know what the other guys are doing. I'm sure maybe what's his name, Ivy, or whatever the other guy that's on the staff. I'm sure they got some stuff, but I still think that he has some deficiencies as a coach that's not going to rear their head right now, because we're still in the infancy stage of our team. But as we get more expectations from us, I think we'll start seeing some of those limitations, because
Hey,
we saw
fellas.
some of it.
Playoffs, you
Yeah.
know.
Here go the question. The question is, if you know you got Wimbiana coming up and these players coming up in the draft that you want to try to get, you know that you want to flip, you know you want to tank, you know you're gonna be tanking for 2-3 years. You got all these draft picks, you know you want to tank. What different do you think Ime would have done to tank and still develop those guys that Silas didn't do?
Teach them how to play a good brand of basketball. We saw Oklahoma City tank beautifully and got every player they wanted, and still developed at the same time, taught the players how to play. I don't think they're mutually exclusive concepts of losing, because tanking, as we've talked about this like a million times, but to tank means to lose games. You can develop players and lose games. I can put a lineup out there that is competitive, and then I could sabotage that lineup with another lineup that is not competitive, and say, okay, let me get my Nate Hintons and Tate, y'all get in the game, and crash out, and then and then the game is lost. You feel me? So to me, that I don't see that as an excuse for not developing players. If
So,
your players
so
are so great that even in your ability or your will to try to force them to tank, and the guys you got are just winning and they're young and you drafted them, oh yeah, then you already got your answer. They're good. Mission accomplished. You found guys that can win games in the NBA. You feel me? And to me, that's more
so like
valuable
in those
than that.
So like
Yeah.
in those times where Silas would say things like Daisha Nix is one of our best defenders. You think that
He
was you think
Nah,
that
he
was
believed that
that
stuff,
was
man. That
gas.
man believed that stuff.
I hope he didn't.
you, th-
He
you
just
think
he
he really
probably
believed that?
Yes, bro. I
oh
think he
man, I
did.
hope he didn't, bro.
He
No
did,
way.
bro. He did because he was trying to justify why he was doing stuff.
Well, bro, even Stone said he was a lottery pick at one point in time, didn't
I don't know what they was on, bro. That was some like
he?
Colts. Maybe he had a
Stone was
gun
on
to
them
his back.
stones.
Maybe
Stone
Stone
had a
was
pocket full
forcing
of
him.
stones. That's what that
I
was.
don't know, but I think with Silas is he was dealt the wrong hand. Like to me, it's like we knew he was gonna get fired. He probably knew he was gonna get fired. Like there's no success in a job like that, bro. Like you're coming in on a bad team that wants to be bad. You feel me?
Yeah.
The only way he could have saved his job is what I said. If he developed a team where we had to shut it down. We never had to shut it down. We tried and we lost. We've seen Oklahoma City shut it down. They started playing G League guys because their regular players were so good and well
Mm-hmm.
coached. Like a good coach. You gotta call the dogs off. Like, all right, bro, we all right, man, we shutting him down. Yeah, Sengun, he tweaked his ankle. Yeah, Jaylen got a bad back, man. It's January. They guys they making up stuff. You seen players play you ain't even seen in the NBA. But that was not our case. We played our starters and we got whipped consistently. So to me, that kind of told the whole story. Like if they was really like that, they would have shut a lot of players down, but we never did.
That makes sense. Yeah, I can
Facts,
dig.
facts.
I could agree with you on that.
Yeah, man. Good win, man. All in all, I ain't gonna be on there too long, man. I feel like I'm coming down with something myself. Uh, but we play the San Antonio Spurs next. Oh, this is what I wanted to ask you, Frank, or anybody on the before I close out. Uh, Jabari Smith Jr. What we gonna do?
I don't. It's one thing about Coach Udoka. The dude's a pragmatist, bro. It's a good answer. It's a gift and a curse. The gift is, I think, at some point, if he just sees that the data is there, bro. I'm not gonna lie. If you go through the lineup data, the best lineups feature Tari and Aman Thompson, in some way, shape, or form, or one of them, or both of them. And Jabari is in some good lineups, but not a lot. And a lot of times, he's in a lot of bad lineups. So to me, it's not really his fault. If you replace Dylan Brooks with one of Amen or Tari, Jabari looks better. It's because we have too many of the same. They all do the
They
same type of stuff.
redundant, yeah.
They're very redundant. We don't have. It's a bunch of guys that score in the same way, in the same locations, and they don't run in transition like that. So to me, once you put a firecracker in that start lineup, it pop everything off. And at the end of the day, it's going to come down between Dylan and Jabari. And right now, Dylan is probably leading the NBA in plus minus, I think, or some stupid. So I don't know if they're going to do anything now. I'd give him a little more time, but I wouldn't be surprised if things keep going like this if he goes to the bench and Amen or Tari start
Hey,
at
do
some
y'all
point.
remember Popcorn? Do y'all remember the player that Clyde Drexler infamously named Popcorn? Do y'all remember Popcorn? Named by a guy by the name of Jordan Hill. We got him from New York. He was a second overall draft pick,
I
if I'm
remember
right.
Jordan Hill with the
And
dreads.
Dude
Clyde
with the dreads.
Drexler said,
Jordan Hill,
yeah,
yeah, dreads, didn't he?
it was Jordan Hill.
Yeah.
And Clyde Drexler said he just can't play when the popcorn is popping. Oh yeah. Okay. My bad. My my Wi-Fi is messing up. But the thing, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can.
Okay. So Clyde Drexler said he just can't play when the popcorn is popping. I think the difference between and Jordan Hill ended up being a decent player when he got older and he got to the when he played for us, he was just like that. He really couldn't focus in the game situation. But when he got older and he ended up getting to the Lakers and he ended up being on a team where he wasn't expected to be good, he ended up being pretty serviceable. He ended up averaging like 12 points a game and 8 or 9 rebounds a game. Mid-range jumper, became more consistent, and Jordan Hill ended up being a serviceable player. Here's the thing with Jabari. For me, Jabari is
Oh man, we done lost
Damn.
EF.
Damn, they got him out of there.
There
They said
you
they said
go.
we ain't trying to
That
hear that about you. Are you back?
He
yeah,
back.
All
yeah.
right, say it. Say Jabari is what?
Yeah, Dyson Nixon.
Jabari to me is the guy who I would like to see with the ball in the clutch. Something in his eyes when it's clutch time that make me feel like he's confident in himself in that, in that situation. Like he wants the big moment. So it's something almost like a switch. Like it's not that he can't play when the popcorn is popping. It's like he don't feel like he's getting enough play when the popcorn is popping. Like the moment, like those small moments are not big enough for him. So a reason I said that is to say this. It is going to be for Ime to find out what is it that makes Jabari tick, or just wash your hands of it. But I believe in Jabari. I believe in his tenacity. I believe in his ability to dial it up in big time moments. We've seen it over and over and over again. And Ime is either going to let Jabari slip through his fingers and go on somewhere else and be a big play, a big shot maker for another team, or he's going to find out what it takes to make him tick.
I mean, and I agree with EF for the most part because that's what made me like him so much. That's why he's my favorite player because I see in the crunch time he got that dog in him. Like, and I think he might got more texts than Dylan Brooks this season. Like he got that chip on his shoulder, but it takes something to bring it out of him. And since he's been on the team, I think he's hit more big shots in the crunch time than almost anyone. Point example against Golden State. That man hit a 3-pointer leaning. I was like, hold on. Because I had to go back and watch the game because I was at a dinner party. But I was like, hold on. Jabari hit that running, leaning 3-pointer. And it was like, just what we needed. And that's spurred some of the comeback. I mean, it chopped wood. And then we got the steal. And you know how it ended the last game. But when it's time, like, to make a shot, the dude make a shot. I don't know what it is about him. He could be off the whole game, but when it's time in the clutch, when we need a 3 or a big shot, he make big shots. Big shot bar. But he need to hone that and
Yeah,
it got to be consistent. He got to be able to, like Frank always say, man, make up something. Say dude said he'll slap your mama or something. You know what I'm saying? So he got to bring it out of
I
himself.
always said, like, if it was me, I would pretty much give him the ball at the end of every quarter.
I would say with him, it might not just be him. It might be, like I said, the lineups. He plays better with certain people. Him and Tari together are really dynamic. I like that.
Yeah.
Tari brings something out of him when they play together that they have a synergy with each other. To me, Tari is like he unlocks the team. Like there's something about him when he's on the court that just makes everything make sense. And I keep thinking like it's really gonna be between Dylan and Jabari when it comes down to that. Even though it should be in some point, maybe after this year, it should be Tari taking over Dylan's spot. Because the length that Jabari brings, ideally you want Jabari to be playing that role Dylan does against a Karl Anthony Towns, where you want him to be the one that's going to be on the action. And then you want Sengun on the weak side. And then they can run that defense like that because he's theoretically a better shooter than Dylan Brooks. He's a longer defender, should be a weak side rim protector, but he's not efficient or elite at any of those things right now. But just like with Sengun with the rebounding, there are things Jabari is doing this season that people are missing. His ability to attack closeouts, for example,
Mm-hmm.
is taking such a massive leap from when he was a rookie, bro. This is crazy. He gets to the basket with competence, and he's getting fouled. He's drawing fouls on the closeouts, and he's finishing. That's a huge step for him. That's half his game, damn near. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's a fine line. Just like with Jaylen, I think you got to be patient with him. Um, he probably gets benched more than anybody. He's so interchangeable, and he don't say nothing about it. So, We'll see, man. To me at the end of shout out to Cam Whitmore hasn't played, guys. I don't know if nobody even talking about that
Yeah, I
space.
said
I don't
that
know if we
earlier.
talked about that. He ain't played not 1 second in this game.
Mm-mm.
Did he?
No.
Damn. That ain't crazy to y'all? No?
Yeah.
Just me?
That's that's why I had asked the chat earlier. I was like, man, what's going on? Cam didn't even see the court. I don't know. I think I don't
Nah,
think
he
this was
been
a good.
bad,
I
bro.
don't
I ain't
think
gonna
this was a
lie.
good matchup for Cam. Truthfully, with OG, Mikael
Nah.
Bridges, all of
Nah, the
these
Warriors not a good
wings.
matchup.
But I'm saying
It,
like these are aggressive wings that'll force you into turnovers, and that's been his problem this year. Turning it over and shooting ill advised shots. And these wings for New York, they'll speed up your clock and make you do some bad dumb things with the ball.
damn, I mean, I don't want to lose him though. Like in the shuffle of all this. He'll get a shot again. But if Reed wake up and actually start playing, man, it's gonna be hard to
Yeah.
to to see minutes because if Reed solidified that backup point guard spot, um, that guard rotation between him, Fred, Jaylen, and the men, because the men play guard and wing, it's gonna eat into Cam's minutes, and then you feel another guy we have is Tate still on the team?
Yeah, he there. I'm glad we ain't been seeing him, but he's there. I'm glad we ain't been seeing him, but yeah, I mean somebody gonna get squads out eventually. We got what 8 first round picks.
That boy
Somebody gonna
Tate
get
is the
the
longest tenured Rockets player from this era, bro. He was here when Ray Spalding was balling, bro. So yeah, he
yeah. You remember point guard Tate? We actually had this man running point guard for us at one point in
serviceable,
time.
bro. We got to build that man a statue, bro. He got a piece of every tank and draft pick we got.
We'll build him a statue of a tank.
No, shout out to him. Hopefully they just keep him around as a vet. I'm sure he's good in the locker room and in practice.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think we said this a while back though, Frank. Once we got real talent on the team, we'll really be able to assess what Tate really do. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause at one point in time, after Harden them left, he was almost like a centerpiece, a focal point. Before we even got KPJ, we was running point guard Tate, bro.
Yeah, those some dark times,
That
bro.
was wild, bro. We had Tate running point guard for us.
Bro, those some dark, dark years, man. Man, there's so much suppressed. I forgot what. I think it was Will. I forgot what he said, man. There's some games and some stuff that happened during the 3 year span that I just don't remember. It's almost like I suppressed those memories, bro.
It's good for you.
I know, man. Some of the, oh my God. Just, bro, they almost broke you down, man.
Bro, you don't remember we thought Christian Wood was like gonna be an all-star one year.
Having arguments on spaces about Christian Wood. That man
Bro,
barely in the NBA right
that
now,
boy
man.
is hanging on tooth and nail to even be in the league right now. We was down bad and we ain't even know it. You can't see the forest because of the trees, man. We was,
Oh my
we was
God.
down bad, bro. Like real. We was really down bad. But
Yeah, that's who we need to play in order to, you know, fuel Bari. Because every time Bari plays against Christian Wood, he has a great game.
I think they all do. They got some, they all be busting the butt, bro.
yeah. No, man, I'm gonna get up out of here, man. I feel like I'm coming down with something. Great win,
All right,
great
bro.
win. Y'all can join us back here on the Chop Shop for I think Wednesday we play. Yeah, I think it's Wednesday we play San Francisco. Come back, join us, kick it with us. Great win. We're above 500, bro. How long did it take us to be above 500 last year? It
I
took
think
us
we
a
started
minute.
0-3, probably about November, like 2 weeks into November. Like, yeah, towards the middle of November when we started beating the Kings like 4 times in a row.
Yeah. Took us a little minute. But we didn't never sustain above it. Like we'll go up a game or two above it, then we'll lose 3, 4. And then we'll be back below 500. Let's see if we can just at least keep this 500 mark going, and then we'll catch fire somewhere, maybe along our little weak part of the schedule. And see if we can put some leads on this 500. Maybe get up 5-6 games above 500. And
Yeah, I mean, it seems like we're winning more of a percentage of our away games.
yeah,
That's what was killing us, man. We were losing damn near every away game,
we was
unless we played
bad
Denver
on the road.
or Sacramento.
Denver and Sacramento are the only teams we could have been beat on the road for some reason. Yep. I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here, man. I appreciate you for joining us, Third Coast. Frank, I know you said you record, so you'll be dropping something in the morning, right?
Yes, sir.
Y'all go be looking out for that Frank video in the morning. He's gonna deep dive into the win, get the latest and greatest news right here at the Chop Shop. We appreciate it. Let's go Rockets. Let's see if this can start us off something nice. I'll be seeing y'all. God bless y'all. Good night.
Hit that like button on the way out.
Hit the like button, baby.